What is good, everybody? I hope that everybody is well. I hope everybody's doing good. So let's get into it. So I wanted to ask a quick question. As you can see, I'm going for walks and no driving today. I want to go for a quick walk and take you along with me and try to talk about some stuff. Let's talk a little bit about bringing men back. What it's going to take to bring men back. Now, I was aware that 60% of men have completely checked out of the dating market. And as the statistic, or as the screenshot is going to show, that this is in due a large part to technology, changing demographics, changing gender roles, etc. So that's 60% of men under the age of 30 who have completely checked out of the dating market. They're not looking for dates. They'd rather play their video games, go to work, if they're working at all, and then go home and chill out and not enter that. 60% is a large sum. The other thing is, men over 40, 42% have checked out, largely due to the same type of forces, change in economics, change in job markets, ladies entering the workforce. And what I did not know is that 71% of ladies have checked out over the age of 40 are not looking for dates. Thought that was a surprising statistic. So, what is it going to take for men to come back? And this is really kind of more of a question that I want. I mean, the vast majority of my audience is ladies, even though I make this content primarily for men because I want men to improve, do better, level up, go further, go farther, go faster. And when I think that when men are not rewarded with jobs after college, jobs after trade school, jobs after high school, jobs after leaving the military, when they're not rewarded with jobs in particular, and they enter in the workforce, or they try to enter the workforce, not rewarded with a type of pay that they think that they are worth, and especially in comparison or in contrast to the price of everything, the price of, the cost of living, of housing, of food, etc. They just deem it not to be worthy, not to be a worthy effort. I just saw a cartoon. It's an adult cartoon about something, universal basic income, on one of these channels. They're making cartoons about this, right? Guys just goofing off all day, guys with wives goofing off all day because their factory job got shut down. And now they're so this is such a thing that they're making cartoons about it. Factory jobs get shut down. They get a universal basic income shut down because of AI or shipped overseas, whatever happened. They realize that people got to live and eat, so they give them, I believe, I watched the first episode, I believe they get like $2,000 a month just to stay home and do whatever. So they're goofing off all day, getting in all kind of ridiculous antics. So they're making jokes about this. Another guy watches content a lot, not sure of his name, but he's an American living in Romania, I believe, Romania or somewhere in Eastern Europe. I think it's Romania, Bulgaria, somewhere. And his channel is called Legion of Men. He's talked about the Chinese men crisis, men who have been quitting the job market, or they're getting women from other lands, Russia, Africa, etc. So, and their response to them getting women in other places, because the women over there, even though there's a 38 million woman deficit, in other words, the women are outnumbered by the men by 38 million, which means the women are really just had their pick of the litter. They can't find anybody worth marrying because of the economics. Money for dowry, money to pay them, I think the equivalent of something like $1,500 to $2,000 a month just to be your wife. This is what I want in a salary. They just price themselves out. So they're going over other places getting other women. Now, this brother just did a video, same dude, Legion of Men, did a video about just Chinese men doing the same thing that they're doing here in America. Just checking out, quitting the job market in mass and refusing to date. We think of China as being on the rise economically, but I'm no economist. But supposedly they got to do all kind of injections and stimulations to their economy, selling out bonds and doing this, that, and the other, just like we got to do here in America to stave off depressions. Apparently, they're doing the same thing in China as well. Why? Because men aren't working. Men are refusing to take women on dates. That affects the job. That affects not only the job market, it affects also the markets of the consumer markets, right? If I'm not going out to eat, restaurants suffer, right? Taxis, Ubers suffer. All this different things are suffering. And yeah, if 71% of ladies aren't working, aren't looking, if 71% of ladies aren't looking, all of this affects it. Now, I think that the ladies are not looking, particularly if you're over 40, for different reasons. I think that the ladies are probably just whatever. They're probably sick of men, sick of they got their houses, they got their girlfriends, they got their wine, they got their rose, and they don't want to deal with the nonsense. Okay, both sides, 42% of men, 71% of ladies, not looking, cannot be good for the future of the species. It just can't be good. So I make my content. My content is mostly focused, as I said, about men leveling up, doing better, getting themselves together, overcoming doubt, overcoming fear, overcoming their struggles, overcoming a lot of things. So, and I do that because I want them to be better men and better mates. But if we're not even going to look for each other, man, that's gonna be, if nobody's checking for each other because we got our video games and box wines, and then I can't see this being too good for anyone at any point at any level. So my question is, what is it going to take to get us all back and bring us all back to the table? But in particular, I'm going to make this about men. What is it going to take to get men to come back? I think you got to give men purpose. I think men gotta have purpose, particularly those under the age of 30. If you don't have jobs, if you don't have a skill, a trade, your own business, the ability to work online, the ability to make or generate some type of stable monthly income, I think that this is going to be very, very, very problematic. So I just want to kind of get that out there. So to what we're going to do about this situation, if there's anything that can be done, I think that we're really in a quandary. I think, economists, what the heck? I think that economists are really scratching their head. I think that sociologists are really scratching their head. A lot of them refuse to believe the model of the mouse utopia experiment, or rat utopia, whatever it was. I think it's mouse. So I think that we become such a comfortable, sedated society. Among men, testosterone levels are down because they're sedentary, because of the packaging of the food, because of the hormones that are placed in the food, because of all this stuff, right? Become so sedentary, we don't have a drive to achieve anything more. What else is there left to do? We've conquered essentially the planet. We have to stop people from slaughtering innocent animals in the savannah in Africa. You gotta, So what is it we're doing all day? What is our drive? What is our goal? And what is our purpose? And without that, we're going to continue to struggle, continue to suffer, continue to have these issues. So, we're in for a haul. I'm not going to pretend to have the answer. I think that people in my age group, Gen Xers, should probably be okay. I don't want to be selfish about it though, but I think that you're looking for these Gen Zs. Millennials probably be okay, but these Gen Zs, that the people under 30, Some millennials are still under 30, and some Gen Zs or Gen Alphas. And Gen Alphas are like 12-year-olds, right? So some of these people, I don't know what's going to happen to them. I don't know. Because technology is only going to improve. What happens when we go from cell phones that we hold in our hands to things, to chips placed in our head, whatever that looks like, whether it's in our eyes or whether it's in our brains. So what we really, we can just, you talk about being overstimulated by adult movies or by video games. You start putting it in people's heads, they're never going to leave the house. We'll be a bunch of robots. We'll be this future dystopia of people just being completely sedentary. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. I don't want to be a pessimist and say all hope is lost, but we really gotta. I want to hear it from you all. What you all think the answer is to bring us back from this brink of people not wanting to date. Not that they can't get dates. That's why I don't like the term incel. Not that people are involuntary celibate. What they are is involuntarily in relationships. I call them inrels because they're involuntary, not in the relationship. You can hook up for sex, or if you got the money, you can go out there and purchase it. Let's just be honest. Let's just call it what it is. You can go out there and purchase it, but can you go out there and actually get into a communicative relationship? I'm going to. I did a live, well, as I record this, not long ago, but I'm gonna put in here what technology did. A video of what a guy who wrote a book talks about what technology did. We went from playing outside to a cartoon generation to a cell phone generation, flip phone generation, to this generation right now, which I'm exploiting myself, of front-facing cameras, making the ability to make videos. And that has corresponded to a rise in loneliness amongst men, amongst women, a rise in depression amongst women, right? So all of our depression levels are up, all of our loneliness levels are up, our addiction levels, our medication levels are all up due to these psychosomatic issues of that there's really no need, that there's really no solid diagnosis for, other than we just don't interact and socialize with other human beings.
They destroyed an entire generation.
Something happened in the early 2010s. And my argument in the book is a tragedy in two acts. The first act is the loss of the play-based childhood. You were out with your friends after school. There was nobody supervising. You had to learn how to work out conflicts, how to face adversity. So that's what kids have had for hundreds of thousands of years. It's part of being a mammal. You play, you develop skills. We began to crack down on that, to lock kids up in the 90s, to not let them out. So we're restricting what they most need, which is play, from the 90s through the 2000s. But mental health doesn't collapse then. It's actually pretty stable. Then we get Act Two, which is the arrival of the phone-based childhood. And what that is in 2010, everybody had a flip phone. The iPhone had come out, but most teens had a flip phone. No front-facing camera, no social media on the phone, no high-speed data. And by 2015, everyone's got all those other things. Now suddenly everyone has a smartphone, front-facing camera, high-speed internet, social media, especially Instagram, on the phone. And almost like someone turned a switch in 2013, girls in America and many other countries suddenly become very anxious, depressed, and self-harming.
I mean, that's just what it is. That is just what it is. And if we can really see that, get that, understand that, process that, acknowledge that, and then try to make some changes, I think we'd be good. I think a lot more people are saying that they're trying to get away from these so-called idiot boxes. And I applaud that. I applaud people who are now putting their phones down, turning them off. People who don't have TVs in their homes. People who are, giving themselves breaks from this. I think that it's an essential component to happiness, into society, into social organization. So those are just some of the thoughts that I have. I'm not going to pretend to try to give you all the answers because I don't have them. I think this is going to take a long process. to unplug people from the matrix, to unplug people from this idea, because there's a vested interest in the economy in making these videos that is driving this. And if we think about the issues that are going on with men not dating, men refusing to date, men of different cultures, men from Eastern cultures, as in China, as well as Western men going to other countries to get more traditional women, or refusing to participate at all, I think that this really spells a certain level of disaster that really some really smart people in Washington and other think tanks should really consider that we are on the precipice of a serious problem, unless we do something differently. But let me just end this off. Listen, if you're a man, listen to this. Put down the phone, put down the Xbox, go outside, go for a run, go for a walk, go to the gym, socialize with people, talk to people, sit outside of the cafe, sip some tea, sip a coffee, read a book, an actual physical book. Although I'm not going to be hypocritical, because I still like my Kindles. I don't like tons of books all over my house. If there's a book on Kindle, I'll get it. But I'm trying to become a minimalist myself, trying to have as least items as possible. So I just want to drop this, and I definitely want to know your thoughts, your opinions about what's going on. What we can do in order to change the trajectory of what's going on within Western culture with men 30 and under, 40 and up, and are you alarmed by it? You don't care. It no matter to you. You got your husband, you got your wife, you got whatever. Or you think like me that this can be an issue, right? If you want kids and grandkids, it might be an issue. So, hit me up in the comments. Till next time, much love and peace.